The Loadable User Interface System simplifies the configuration of Tibbo-based Internet of Things devices. Just power on the device and open the L.U.I.S app on your smartphone to edit settings via Bluetooth. L.U.I.S makes Ethernet patch cables and ad hoc wireless networks a thing of the past. Tibbo's product code generator CODY is a low-to-no-code development tool that bootstraps projects and can even create complete applications. Adding L.U.I.S capabilities to your project takes only a few minutes thanks to full integration into CODY. This tutorial shows you how to implement L.U.I.S through CODY to configure DHCP, IP address, gateway IP, and netmask for an Ethernet connection. This process requires no additional coding to implement. First, create a new project and configure your device. We're using a WA2000U Wi-Fi module and a power Tibbo number 33 on a TPP2G2. When you're done, in the top left menu, click Features. In the left-hand menu, click Settings, and then select Enabled in the drop-down menu on the right. Click the Add Settings button. Change the ID and name fields to DHCP. Then change the data type to byte and click Close. Click the Add Settings button again. Change the ID to EIP and the name to Ethernet IP address. Then set the data type to .decimal string and the maximum parameter to 15. Now, click on the blue Edit button on the right under Actions. In this window, change the default value to 1.0.0.1 and click Close, then click Close again. Click the Add Settings button again. Change the ID to nmask and the name to netmask. Then change the data type to .decimal string and the maximum parameter to 15. Now click the blue Edit button under Actions. Change the default value to 255.255.255.0. Click Close to exit the window, and then click Close again. Click Add Settings one more time. Change the ID to GIP and the name to gateway IP address. Then set the data type to .decimal string and the maximum parameter to 15. Now click the blue Edit button. Change the default value to 1.0.0.1. Click Close, and then Close again. Scroll to the top of the left-hand menu and click Ethernet. Now click on the Link to Setting button next to the DHCP field, select DHCP from the drop-down list, and click Link. You'll need to repeat this process for the IP address, netmask, and gateway settings. Back in the left-hand menu, scroll down and click on L.U.I.S. Then, select Enabled in the drop-down menu on the right. Click the blue Edit button on the right under Actions. In the pop-up, click the Edit button to the right of Setting. Click the drop-down menu next to Connected Setting Name and select DHCP. Then, change the setting display name to DHCP and the UI control type to drop-down. In the Options section below, click the blue Edit button on the right under Actions. Change option label to Disabled, and then click Close. Now, click the Add Options button. Change the optional label to Enabled and the option value to 1. Click Close, and then click Close again. Click the Add Settings button. Select Ethernet IP address in the first drop-down. Change the name to Ethernet IP address and the UI control type to IP address. Then click Close. Click the Add Settings button again. Select netmask in the drop-down. Change the name to netmask and the UI control type to IP address. Then click Close. Now, click the Add Settings button one last time. Pick Gateway IP address in the first drop-down and change the name to Gateway IP address and the UI control type to IP address. Now click Close and then Close again. That's it. We're done configuring L.U.I.S. You can download your work by clicking the blue Project button in the top right corner and then download code. Now we'll see the fruits of our labor. Start by opening the project in Tide. Click on the Select/Manage Target button in the toolbar. In the pop-up, double-click on your device to select it. Now click on Run or press F5 to begin execution. In the output pane, wait until you see a message that starts with Connected Device. Now pull out your smartphone and open the L.U.I.S app, then tap on your device's name. You'll now be presented with the menu of options we just configured. Tap on the drop-down under DHCP, select Enabled, and then tap on Done. Now tap on Save to commit the change, and then tap the Reboot button. You'll have to tap OK twice for it to reboot. Because we're running in debug mode, execution of the program will pause. In Tide, click the Run button to resume. Now that DHCP is enabled, Your device will try to get an IP address, netmask, and gateway IP address from your network's DHCP server. When it succeeds, the new values for these settings will be shown in the output pane at the bottom. Congratulations on adding L.U.I.S functionality to your application with absolutely no additional coding. L.U.I.S simplifies device configuration in the field by providing an easy-to-use, customizable interface that you can access via Bluetooth. L.U.I.S integration is just one of the many ways in which CODY vastly simplifies the development of feature-rich applications for Tibbo-based products.